Mike, welcome back. How are you this week?
All good, Damian. Yeah, we're well into the year and it's starting to take swing and we're looking forward to it. So the frenzy is on. So great stuff. And it's a great topic this morning and I look forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it because it really caught my eye. How to win by thinking like a doctor, how to build that customer base and boost your sales quickly. Now, obviously, making sales for business owners who own and operate their own SMEs is one of the biggest challenges, Mike. So let's take a look at 8 powerful tips adopted by the world's top rainmakers. A few insights that are going to give us a bit of an extra edge for business owners wanting to boost their sales quickly.
Yeah, Damien, right at this moment in time, and it's always around this time every year, the beginning of the year, is that the biggest challenge for a business owner is boosting a customer base and boosting top line sales. It's the number one challenge. It even surpasses access to funding and access to technology. So it's appropriate. And let's talk about that. If you think about this, Damien, have you ever had a doctor try to sell you on a medical procedure before examining you? Of course not. Doctors ask questions and listen. Doctors ask questions and listen carefully to diagnose the problem first. Poor and average salespeople or average business owners, who of course are the rainmakers of their own business, on the other hand, jump into pitching their solution before the prospect talks about their pain point. So now let's take a look at 8 powerful tips adopted by the very best top rainmakers, sales professionals, entrepreneurs globally, and this is a common denominator. And I'm very strong on this. I talk about this quite a lot. You and I've spoken over years on this issue. And if the business owners out there and the sales professionals within that MCB environment can adopt these top 8, then the playing field changes. Let's look at tip number 1. So let's stop thinking like a salesperson and start thinking like a doctor. Slow down and focus on understanding your prospect's pain points. This will project you as an expert in the eyes of your prospect. Start to drop your tone of voice, ask thoughtful questions, and adopt a more genuine approach. The focus here is to identify pain points by asking the right questions and then demonstrating how you can solve your prospect's problems and take their pain away. Then, Damien, tip number 2, learn to disqualify. At least 50% of prospects are not a good fit for your offering. Maybe they don't have the necessary budget or they simply don't face the right challenges. Instead of trying to persuade a bad fit to buy from you, disqualify and move on. The world's top sales professionals spend the majority of their time on the right prospects. You can only do this if you're willing to walk away from the wrong ones. Then let's get to tip number 3. Here's an important one. Talk less. Think about your average sales meeting. Do you talk for more than 15% of the interaction? If so, you're talking far too much. Expert sales professionals listen more than they talk. You'll never discover what your prospect needs if you do all the talking. Instead, ask strategic questions and listen carefully to understand what's motivating your customer. Then tip number 4, this is hugely important. Sell to decision makers. If you're going to join the top 5% of the sales professional industry, you must stop selling to low and mid-level management. These prospects simply don't have the power or budget to buy from you. That's why successful salespeople don't waste their time on non-decision makers. Focus your efforts on connecting with prospects who are capable of investing in your solution. Tip number 5, focus on money-making tasks. Some tasks, Damien, are directly linked to making money, such as prospecting, following up with key customers, and securing meetings. Do those things. All the busy work that won't increase your profits should be outsourced to someone else. Successful sales professionals only spend time on tasks that actually make money. Then let's get to tip number 6. Always project success and confidence. Important one. We all know what it's like to need a sale to pay the bills, but even the most extreme scenarios never ever act desperate. In every sales meeting, you should appear financially secure, successful, and confident. When a prospect believes you don't need them, they'll be much more attracted to you and more inclined to trust what you have to say. Then let's get to tip number 7. Go after the big sales. Average salespeople often close many more sales than top performers. The secret lies in focusing on the quality of sales, not the quantity. Successful sales professionals only go after really big sales. They often require the same amount of work as the small ones, but they come with a much bigger payout. Then the final point, focus on referrals. When most sales professionals close a sale, they go after the next opportunity. The world's top ones don't do that. Instead, they leverage each new customer into another valuable prospect. Rather than cold calling new leads, rely on existing customers for introduction to keep your sales pipeline full.
Point number 8 is a very interesting one, Mike, because I was actually reading about this yesterday, and they say that in obviously an ever-changing business platform and environment, people are starting to kind of lose sight of how important referrals are, and looking after existing customers, and how much cheaper it actually is to keep an existing customer versus going out cold calling and searching for new customers.
Damien, if a business owner can just focus on their existing customers extremely well, engage with them often, and get those all-important referrals, then of course the process is easier, because there's nothing better than a referral. Mike next door, who runs a plumbing shop, referred me to you and speaks very highly of you. And this is what
Yes.
he suggested. And there it is. You're in the door, you've got credibility, and the process is quicker. And look, that's the key. And of course, it's far more successful. And this is where the global performers do so much better than the average sales professional, is they go for that referral marketing technique on the go all the time.
Mike, as always, thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you next week.
100%. You take good care of yourself, Damian. Thank you very much.